Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, February 28th, 2023, and this is FlossTube number 98, and this is take 5,862. It has been a morning, let me tell you. I'll talk a little bit more about that crazy morning before toward the end when I talk about my life, but it has been a morning. Anyway, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Every now and then I might throw in some quilting or embroidery or crochet, but for the most part, I talk about cross stitch, and today's no exception. If you're a returner, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate each of you for coming back every week and watching my videos and for commenting. I know I don't always reply to everybody. I do try to heart everything or like it, or at least leave some hearts or a thank you or something. So I appreciate each of you for stopping by. So since this is a channel mostly about cross stitch, let's get into my stitching for this week. As always, we will begin with my 25/7 piece, which is Amid Amish Life. This was a chart originally found in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts in 1986. I do have the book 101 Best Loved Designs from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. It is also in this book. This book is a little hard to find. Sometimes people are selling it for way more than they need to. I got mine for, I think, $10, a total fluke on Amazon, where they're normally gone for $50, $60. So if you can get your hands on one of these, do it. It's a fabulous book. You can see I have a lot of designs that I want to do, and there's actually another one in here that I'm doing, and that is the Gathering Honey piece. So anyway, so Amid Amish Life, I am stitching it as one piece like this. I lost my original printout that has the name of the designer, but the lady who stitches. Hold on, right here. This is by Beck Lane on DeviantArt, and she posted it in 2010. And the photo was tagged in 2007. So this is how I'm doing mine. One long piece. And y'all, I'm almost to the tip top of the first section. So here it is right here. Like I said, I work on this 25 minutes a day, or roughly sometimes more. If I skip a day, I'll try to catch up. But I do try to get at least 25 minutes a day. And here's an example of how my morning's going. Hold on, let me get this thing going. All right, here she is, right here. So I just continued up again, working on getting into the clouds, and I am not that far away from them. I'm just trying to fill in all this little area. All my stitching has just been kind of filling in blank spaces. So anyway, that's what I've gotten done. And I decided when I finish this first page, I'm going to do a little slideshow at the end showing my progress weekly. So that is it right there. So excited, so excited. Still enjoying this. Like I said, I wake up, and after I get all my morning stuff done, excuse me, I'll stitch on it for 25 minutes, usually putting in a floss tube that I enjoy watching and getting it done. So that's why sometimes I go a little bit over. If it's more of a 40-minute floss tube or a 30-minute floss tube, I'll just keep stitching. But anyway, so that is Amid Amish Life. The next thing I worked on is something else that I try to work on weekly, and this is the Mystery Stitch Along by the Cross Stitch Studio. Of course, since it's a mystery, I don't have a cover sheet for it, but this week I did 250 stitches. I am still on part 1. Part 5 has been released. And this is it right here. I'm doing fill-in. There is a huge area right here where a bunch of these stitches are just one color, and it's like 600. So since I use Pattern Keeper, I've been going in and choosing colors that have under 100 stitches and just getting them stitched in. So that's what I did. And there it is. This is on an 18 count. All of my Full coverage are on 18 count, easy grid. So that's it right there. I really, really would like to get this finished. This panel, even though by the end of the month, 2 more will have come out. But I'd really like to get this panel finished by the end of March. I was going to say February, but that's tomorrow. Today's the end of February. So yeah, it's not happening today, but I would like to have it at least done by the end of March and maybe even start on the second section. So there she is. Very good. And I am enjoying it. Like I've said before, this is not a stitch that I normally would have chosen to stitch. But that's one thing I kind of like about some mysteries. You know, it stretches you and makes you realize that you really do like stitching that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next thing that I stitch on weekly is God Shed His Grace. This is artwork by Abraham Hunter. I am doing the cropped version by the Cross Stitch Studio. This is a stitch along that I originally heard about from Angie Slowly Crafts. I do know that Adventures in Stitching and Nikki Stitchy is also stitching this, and a couple of others who I link down below if you want to see their progress. They're all doing different sizes. Some are doing the full picture, some are doing the large, some medium, some small. So it's been fun to watch. So we stitched this on Sundays with the hashtag God's Grace Sundays. And I was stitching it while watching The Chosen, but that has that series has ended for this year. So my husband and I need to find a new series. I'm starting this one in the upper left-hand corner, which, if you know, is odd for me. So this is it right here. And I actually got 1 stitch left in this 2x2 section, 40x40 section. I'm so excited. So again, this is what I've been doing, just picking a color and getting as much as I can do. And I'm trying to fill in all those little stray pieces. Some of them are 1 stitch, y'all. So that's what I'm trying to do. Fill in all those stray pieces. I did 133 stitches while watching the LSU women's basketball game, and I finally got to 2.01%. So that's exciting. I'm out of the 1% range. So there it is. And right here I added blue. So no more gray, no more green. I added some blue. So that was fun. It's navy blue. It's almost black, but it's blue. So that was a lot of fun. Again, this is 18 count easy grid. And I think I'm going to try to give this, some Sundays I get a lot of stitching done and some I don't. Just depends on what we have going on. But ideally, I'd like to get 250 stitches. This Sunday, I did not get it. So there it is. It's looking good. Looking good. Okay. And my plans for this week were to stitch on Welcome to Rohan. This is by Country Magic Stitch. It's a travel poster style. And I filled in this green, all this green I filled in and took it out a little bit more. And I got 200 stitches. I don't have the percentage, sorry guys. But I did 200 stitches in this. Just stitching it one night while watching TV. So there it is right there. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm looking at it wrong and I'm trying to figure out why this is extending past, but that's the middle. I can't see backwards. Anyway, so this is Welcome to Rohan, however you want to say it. So that was fun. I do like the travel posters, and there's one, I think she's got 2 or 3 for Narnia. One is the lamp post, which I really like. The other is the White Witch's Castle, and the other one is the actual wardrobe, which I think I'd like to do the wardrobe. It's really, really pretty. It's mostly brown. It's like the wardrobe, you know. But go on that site. She's got some really great travel posters for a lot of books and movies and whatnot. So it's really, really fun. It's a fun place to, a fun website to go through. Anyway, all right, the next thing I'm stitching, I stitched on, this was my fancy piece for the week, and this is Pageant Kings. This is out of the premiere issue of Treasures in Needlework. Right here. I actually found this in my mom's things, and then I picked up another one on a freebie table of a cross-stitch store that was going out of business. So this is what it's in. This piece is not for the faint of heart. It uses a lot of blends, a lot of blending filament, which I am using Petite Treasure braids for. I kid you not. I wish I had thought about using DMC Etoile instead, and I might do it for some of the other colors, but I'm not sure. I had already started this blue on his coat right here, and let me show you that. So this is what I got stitched right here. So this blue is 1 DMC and three strands of blending filament, which, like I said, I am using Petite Treasure braid. So that's it right there. So what I did this week is I continued down, worked on these, brought this up. I worked on his hand right here, and then his little his box, his gift box, and then all this because it was just DMC and I didn't feel like messing with the Petite Treasure braid. 3 strands. So that's what I'm thinking about. Like the purple is the same thing, and I think I might just pull out some Etoile. It'll be a slightly different color purple, but I think Etoile is easier to stitch with. I don't have one with me. Oh yeah, I do. Look here. This is the Etoile. So it's basically got the sparklies with it, if you don't know, mixed in with a DMC floss. So I might just use 3 strands of this and just see how it looks. Next time I need to use this color, I might just throw in. I don't think it'll be, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to notice. I might do it this week and see if y'all notice. So that's it right there. So this is fun to work on. I'm enjoying all the specialty threads and stuff and stitching with them. I just don't get as much done as I would like when I'm doing one of my full coverage pieces. But it's fun. I enjoy it. Okay, the next thing I worked on was Mini Beauty and Strength. And this is a pattern by Artisy, artwork by Anthony Orm. And this is her right here. This was my February start, and my goal when I do a full coverage start is to get 1,000 stitches in the month. And I did. I got 1,003 stitches, which means I got 4.01%. And there it is right there. So excited. There she is. So this is an official start for full coverage. Like I said, for full coverage, I do try to get 1,000 stitches in, and I did it. Yay. So that is it for my stitching. That's all I did. I do have one piece that I want to do, and I need to find it. Hold on. I forgot to pull it out. Okay, so let's talk plans. I'm not making any more plans. I had plans at the beginning of the year that I was going to do, well, back in November, that I was going to do WIPCO. was going to have all these Whipco boards. And one of you kind viewers reminded me that our son and his wife are expecting our first grandbaby, and life is going to change. And so I took that into consideration, and I decided that I was going to basically choose a full coverage, a sampler, and I'm realizing I didn't stitch on my sampler this week. And so it was just kind of, it was a great plan, but the closer we get to the baby arriving, and my son and his wife do live with us. So the closer we get to that, the less time I have stitching. We're getting the room ready and all that stuff. And so I just really sat down with myself and had a heartfelt talk about all these plans that I'm making. And I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch what I want, when I want. If I spend all week and all I have to show y'all is one thing, that's what I'll show y'all one thing. I'll try to make it interesting, but I'll show y'all one thing. And so that's kind of what I decided to do. I will still work on my Amid Amish life every day. I love doing that. It's been such a great start to my stitching day. Just to sit down, work on that for 25 minutes. If anything, I know I get that done, and I know that that piece is being worked on. But as for saying, oh, I'm going to have one full coverage, or I'm going to work on this particular, like planning ahead of time, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like I really, really, really wanted to work more on Pageant Kings, and I didn't because it kept nagging me that I needed to work on Pandemic because it was on the plans. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live my life that way. It's my stitching life. My regular life has plans, but stitching is fun, right? We want to have fun doing it. So I don't necessarily want to have all these plans. So anyway, so my only plans for March is a new start, and it's a new full coverage start. And I know I'm really liking full coverage, but this was a freebie on the Artisy site, and I do believe it's still available. If it is, I will try to remember. Y'all, I always say I'm going to link things and I never link anything. I will try to link it down below. But it is a freebie on the Artisy site. And it is Mini Hydrangeas Garden Gate. And this is it right here. And Shelly, Proverbs 31:22, said she's going to stitch it with me. She has her fabric. I got mine in the other day. So I am going to work on this right here. Isn't it? I've always loved hydrangeas. I love the fact that some were blue and some were pink and some were different colors. And every house we've ever lived in, that we planted a hydrangea bush or 2 or 3 or 4. But we've never lived there long enough for them to get that big. We've moved around a lot. I think the longest we ever stayed anywhere was our farm, and we didn't plant any. That was in Tennessee. But every house we lived in, especially down here, I've planted hydrangeas. I absolutely love them. So when she showed this chart, I was like, I'm going to buy that chart. Then she showed that the mini was free, and I like minis. I like the mini charts. And so I grabbed it. So if you want to start that with me, the mini chart should still be available. Grab you some fabric. I'll be stitching mine again on 18 count easy grid. And that is my plans for March. I really want to stitch more on Pageant Kings, and I really want to stitch a little bit more on than I normally do on my Cross Stitch Studio Mystery. I don't think I'll catch up, but I would like to get further. Like I said, I'd like to at least finish the first page, and maybe even get into the second one. So I really want to work on that piece. So those are my plans for this month. Like I said, the baby is coming. I have my interview coming up. So lots going on in this month. And so I am not making any plans. I might get back to making plans later on, but for now, no plans. So anyway, so that is it for stitching that I have for you guys. I'm going to go into some little life updates if you're not interested in that. So if you're not interested in that, thank you. I'll see y'all next week. And if you are interested in it, here we are. So we had a baby shower for my daughter-in-law Saturday. It was well attended by my friends. Tori doesn't have a whole lot of friends. Her friends did come, but no family down here. So it was mostly my friends and my family. So that was fun. She got some great stuff. She got really blessed. And so we really, really had a good time. My daughter and my other daughter-in-law helped throw it, so they did a great job. It was a lot of fun working with them. So anyway, so that's what we did Saturday. And I was supposed to have an interview tomorrow for my certification. And she had to cancel. She had a funeral. So I am meeting her next Monday. So a little bit longer time to study. My friend who's gone through the same thing with me had her interview. And she called me with some tips. So that was nice. So anyway, so I will be doing that next week. But stressful morning, woke up. I belong to the Walmart beauty box. My daughter and I have been getting it, for several years. And every quarter they send you a box. They charge you $7.95 and $7.98. Well, this morning I woke up and apparently somebody added too many zeros to my card charge. And my bank alerted me, and I said, nope, I did not authorize that much money from Walmart beauty box. I don't need 100 of them. And so now my card is frozen. Yay. And so I have no way of ordering the things that I need to order. I have orders pending because my card is frozen, and it is frustrating. So now I need to get on the phone and call the bank and figure out what is going on with my card, and can they send me a new one so that I can get some of these things done. It's like so frustrating, so frustrating. Anyway, so I don't know what the deal was with Walmart doing that, but it is what it is. So that is it for today. That's all I have. Thank y'all so much for coming by. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I do have an Instagram account, and it is Rachel Q Stitches. And I don't post as much as I used to, just because I share here. And so I try to, post a few things, at least to have some starting pictures for you guys, for the things that I'm stitching on. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I will see you next week, Lord willing. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.